Hello everyone, welcome to another PCGS grading submission unboxing video. In this submission, we had a group of 43 world coins that we sent in for an economy submission. If you don't know, an economy submission is made up of coins that have values of under $300 per coin, and they are submitted at a slightly lower rate per coin. Unfortunately, we didn't have a chance to film the coins before packing them up and sending them to PCGS a couple months ago. But this time, we'll all get to see them for the first time right here in the holders. And as we typically do, we always request the PCGS TrueView service so that we have professional high-definition photos of each coin that we can share with you at the end of the video. So, I got the box right here. This one was 43 coins, a fairly large box, can hardly fit under the camera. Let's go ahead and crack this box open and see how the coins graded out. I guess we'll start by pulling these out and see what they are. This here, 1973 Netherlands Antilles. Really cool large holder. Oh, sorry about that. And again, you guys will get to see close-up views of each of these coins at the end of the video. We got the TrueView photos that PCGS takes of each coin outside of the holder. This one graded Proof 67 Deep Cameo. They gave us a rubber band tied around it for some reason. Let's see what the next one in here is. Got a rubber band tied around it. 1970 IC Haiti. Proof 68 Deep Cameo. It's about art in Haiti. Really nice deep cameo look. Look at that. Large coin. Large coin. Just for comparison, this is a US $50. That's how big of a coin we're talking about there. Pretty crazy. Very nice, very nice. And the other big slab coin is from Iran. From 1971, Persian Empire, Proof 65 Deep Cameo. $200. So those came out pretty cool. They have a slightly different style of their large slab than they used to. They kind of changed it a little bit. I'm going to look and see. There's actually something wrapped up here. Those are just some capsules from some of the coins that we submitted. They return the packaging if you request it. And the only other thing left in this box that has the dividers in it is a bunch of paperwork on the submission that we don't need to show on camera. Okay, we'll set these large slabs to the side over here and get into these next boxes. I'm going to set this one over here for just a moment. We'll get into this one first. Cut through that strapping tape they use to secure the box. Should pop right open after that. And there we go. All right, here we go. This one here, another 1971. This is a 25 Rial from Iran. Proof 66 Deep Cameo is what we got on this one. Really cool design. Try to show it a little bit closer. I mean, we'll show the TrueView photos that PCGS took at the end of the video. There it is. There is the 50 Rials, 1971. Got Proof 66 Deep Cameo on this one as well. There's the 75 Rials, 1971. Proof 65 deep cameo on this one. $100 got proof 66 deep cameo. And again, this is just part of a set that was submitted. And of course we had the large 200 reals that was part of that set that we previously showed. Next up we have a crown from Great Britain, 1845 with Queen Victoria. This one ended up getting a nice grade, XF45. Nice large British crown. Beautiful. Yeah, that came out really nice. Happy with the grade on that one. Here's another crown that was submitted, 1896. Came back VF35, also with Queen Victoria. She aged a little bit between those years. Oops, sorry, I had to flip it this way. 1896. Here's another crown from Great Britain, 1928. And this one came back Mint State 62. That's great. This is one of those when you get them sometimes it's kind of on the line whether are they going to call it low Mint State or are they going to see like a touch of wear somewhere and call it an AU. But this one came back 1928 British Crown, MS62. That's awesome. Here's a French coin, 1885A, 10 centimes, MS62 brown, and it's got some streaky tone or a streaky like wood grain kind of look to part of it. That's not too bad. There's the coin there. Mexican peso from Chihuahua, XF45, 1915. And sorry, my camera sometimes auto focuses in and out there. Try to keep that to a minimum if I can. It just means I gotta hold things still. I'm trying. Puerto Rico peso. These are great. These are also in the red book in case you didn't know. Look in the back section of your red book. You can see the Puerto Rican coinage. 1895. It's got young Alfonso on there. Alfonso the 13th. Puerto Rico, 1 peso. And that's a nice grade. XF45. Very nice. There's another one of those. This one came back AU50. Wonderful. Wonderful. Another 1895. Here is a Puerto Rico 40 centavos. 40 cents. Interesting denomination. 1896. AU50. AU50. Try to get closer so you can see the design better. Again, we'll show the close-up full screen of the photos that PCGS does. It'll be much better than what anything this camera here will show you. Oh, bummer, our first one that did not grade. Here's a 20 centavo, the 1895. They're saying it has environmental damage, so they refuse to give it a grade, but they do call it XF details. I mean, it's nice to get them in the holder, nice that they at least say they're genuine, but environmental damage. That's a shame. I'm guessing it's just maybe a little too dark and a little too crusty along the rim and just a little bit too far to where they would not want to straight grade it. And I guess what we'll do is we'll look at the photos that PCGS did and see if we can come up with any other reason. Well, 2 in a row that have issues. This one here is a 1911B British trade dollar. Very popular coins, really cool designs. This one they say harshly cleaned XF detail. So there's the design, 1911. And yeah, it's cleaned, but did they have to throw the word harshly on there? I don't know. I've seen coins, when I think harshly cleaned, I want to see like big raised up white marks and scrub marks and clear hairlines all over the place, or even look polished. Harshly cleaned, I think that's a harsh grade, a harsh harsh thing to put on our slab there, but here's one that's not harshly clean though. 1908 British trade dollar, AU58. That's awesome. That's what we want to see. That's what we're saying. Just a wonderful design. There it is. Well, there it was. There you go. Wonderful design. British trade AU58. That's great. Next up, we got a Mexican owns a 1978. And that one can make MS65. Awesome. Again, this was the older Mexican bullion design before they went to the more modern Libertads. Very, very popular. And nice to get an MS65 on that. Got tons of mint luster, a couple toning spots. Beautiful. A double Florin, 1887 Great Britain. Queen Victoria, MS61. It's an odd grade, but glad to have mint state versus, an AU grade. $18.87. Queen Victoria. I think it has a nice look to it. We'll get them. We'll get the images up in just a bit. And there's another one that did not straight grade. This is a sixpence, 1846. They're saying cleaned with VF details. Bummer. Still a nice coin, still a nice coin. Nice to get these into the holders. But it would have been a lot nicer if it didn't have the cleaning. And then they put on the back of the holder. Genuine, not gradable. But at least they mark them as genuine. It helps a little bit, but... Another British coin, 1884 half crown. XF40. Beautiful. Beautiful to get them in the problem-free holder. Last in this box is a 1915 Agoura Peso MS64. Holy cow. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. Un peso from the provincial money. Sweet. That's that box there. We'll set this one to the side, get into the next box, and pull them up. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign whenever you get when you're sending a grading submission. They always put the coins in order that you graded them, except for the large slabs that don't fit in a regular box. So when this would be line 1 on the submission, line 2, line 3, then they go on. When you see things like that in the middle of your submission, that means there's an issue with those coins, that they refuse, bad enough that they refuse to put them in a slab. So I guess we'll have to see what that is, unfortunately. There's another 1915 Agoura. This one's only an MS63, so the 64 that we just got was a little bit better, but still nice to get a straight mint state grade. Very nice, very nice. 1914 Mexico Guerrero Peso, cleaned with AU details. Bummer. And here's another one, 1915, cleaned with harshly cleaned with AU details on this one. So getting a few problem coins in here. This one, yeah, definitely clean. Harshly, I mean, okay. Here's a Mexican Guerrero 2 peso coin, 1914, PCGS AU53. That's really nice. That's really nice to get that grade. Oops, sorry. Some of these are coin flips, some of them are metal turn. I never remember which is which. And you look at the design on this, just for reference. I mean, this is real flat strike. I mean, you're looking at that and you can hardly see any detail. Like, everything just looks flat and mushy. This side, look at how much detail's missing on that eagle. Very, very hard kind of coins to grade, because that's the way those were struck. Look at that. I mean, if you think all that's wear, you're saying, how is that an AU-53? Well, because that's the way the coins were struck. Even brand new off the dies, they had lack of detail. This one's a little bit nicer. AU-55 2 peso from Guerrero, 1914. Oh, and that one flips this way. That one has some nice luster left in it too. Nice to get, real nice to get AU-55. Happy with that. 1902 Great Britain penny. MS64 plus red brown. Okay. Would have been a lot nicer if they just said MS65 red brown, but I guess they thought it was just shy of what it would take to get that grade. Fair enough. I think it's probably lacking just a little bit of original mint luster. I think if it had a little bit more original mint luster, it maybe would have made it, because there's really no major issues, hits, marks, dings. It's just, I think that's what's missing there. Here's a more modern coin. The Isle of Man Crown, 1979. And this is a really fun piece. It's got a bunch of old coin designs on it. And getting an MS66 grade, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Of course, there's Queen Elizabeth. There's a 1977 crown, Isle of Man, silver, MS67. Queen's Silver Jubilee. It's a 1990 crown, Isle of Man. It's for the penny black. Very famous stamp. Proof 68 deep cameo. That's great. Very nice. And there is the famous stamp there. 150th anniversary of the penny black. These are really popular, and nice to get these in holders with that kind of a grade. And not one, but two of them. Another Proof 68 deep cameo. Terrific. Terrific. We've got a Norwegian coin, 1907 2 kroner for independence. AU-55. That's great. For Norwegian independence. Here's a Peruvian coin, an 8 real. VF-35, 1833L. These are always, these are pretty tough to get in the straight grade holders, and I'm glad that this one got a straight VF and didn't have any issues. 1833, VF-35. Here's another peso from Chihuahua, AU-53, 1915. Love the cap and raise designs they have on a lot of the Mexican coin. It's just pretty special. And their eagles aren't too bad either on a lot of them. Here's a 2 peso from Guerrero. And another one of those where it has very flat, weak strike, weak design, but it's AU-55. And here's where we might run into some problems here. Let's see what we got here. They say coin inside. Well, I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Let's see what we got in here. There's 2 coins in here. You can tell there's 2. Sometimes these corners of these flips stick on these. Well, that's not a good sign right there. First one here on top says do not holder right on it. 1914 peso from Durango, they say is a counterfeit. And that's not good at all. Well, sometimes that happens. And that's why we send them in, not just for the grade, but also to verify authenticity. So we got a counterfeit here. Bummer. And that's actually, you know, something you don't always see. They'll put in these flips like this. So a lot of times if they're like on the fence and they don't know, they'll just call questionable authenticity. But this one, they're actually putting counterfeit right on it. So, unfortunate. And I guess I just foreshadowed. This is what they usually put. Authenticity unverifiable. Which means they're pretty sure it's a counterfeit, but not 100% sure. But it's enough to where they don't want to put it in their holder. There's some doubt about this one. So again, they didn't like these Durango pesos we sent in. And if one of them was counterfeit, chances are. Bummer. Bummer. Well, can't win them all. I'm going to not fight trying to get that in there. I'm just going to set that to the side for now. Well, we'll set that over here. Only a few coins left in the submission. Hopefully we get some winners here and no more like that. Well, we won't have any more that aren't in holders at least, but this next one's nice. A Mexican peso from 1867, Maximilian. AU 50. Oops, sorry. I'm going to get that wrong on every one of them. Really nice design. Nice to get an AU grade on that. Oh, this, I remember this. This is great. This is great. Look at this one, guys. And again, we'll show the full screen high-def photos that PCGS did. This is a Mexican 4 real from 1554 to 1556. They didn't date the coin. AU 55. Awesome. Almost 500 years old. Holy smokes. Getting an AU 55 grade on that is a huge score. Wow. Can't wait to see the blown up photo of that one. Unfortunate, this one came back cleaned. This is a very popular, the 1921 Mexican Centennial, the Dos Peso with Plata Pura, 24 grams. This is the original of the one that later became used on the Mexican onzas, the earlier Libertads. And very popular coin. Unfortunately, this one came back clean, but they did put uncirculated details, so that helps somewhat. Getting a straight grade of an MS 62, 63 would have been a lot better. But they say cleaned. And I don't know, that's pretty close. It looks really nice in hand. I'd have to get a loop out to really. Ah, man, that's so close. That's so close. Unfortunate. Last coin, Egyptian. 1970 for President Nasser. 1 pound, MS 64. That's good. All right, now the fun part begins. We got the grades. We had some really nice grades come back here. Some less great, I would say. But let's go ahead and part of the PCGS Secure Plus service. That's where you see the Secure Plus label on the holder. It's required for world coins now. Not for US coins, but for world coins it's required. Part of the service is while the coin's outside of the holder, they take professional, high-resolution, high-definition photos. And now we get to enjoy those. So we'll go through the coins in the order that we saw them. Some of these large coins will be maybe mixed in there too, depending on where we put those on the submission form. But we'll go through these. I'll try to repeat what they were and what the grades were, and we'll point out anything interesting in the photos. And we're going to start right now with the first coin, which is this one right here. The Iranian. Maybe I got those a little bit out of order. The first photo I'm bringing up here is actually the 75. But I got to share the photo. Sorry about that. There we are. Sharing the photo. This one here is the Iranian 75 real, which was actually the third coin I showed you. This is a Proof 65 deep cameo. So you get to see the design a little bit better there. The next coin in the submission, here's the 50 real, which was the second coin in the submission. They got this one right. Really cool design. And this one came back a proof 66 deep cameo. And here's the 25, which was the first coin, but the third picture they're giving us. And this too was a proof 66 deep cameo. Again, we sent in that set of the Iranian coins, including the large one. Here's the 100 reals, proof 66 deep cameo. And there's the really large one, the large slab that came back a proof 65 deep cameo, the 200 reals. They do such excellent photos on these. It's anytime you submit anything to PCGS, even if you're not required to use their Secure Plus service, you should pay the extra couple bucks per coin and get these photos. Just a great way to be able to share images of your coin, and it really helps when if you later go to resell them, just to have the photos handy. And they're tied to the certification number, so when you input this on their website, the certification number brings the photos right up. Here's that 1845 British crown that came back graded XF45. I mean, we thought it was going to come back XF because you can even see in the photo it has original mint luster in the fields. There's a lot of marks on the coin. It's pretty certain, it's been circulated, but XF45 I think is a good grade to get back on that one. Here's the, which one is that? That's the 1928. They went a little bit out of order on us again. That came back MS62. That's 62. Got a little bit of toning on it, but I wouldn't say it's amazing toning or super attractive. It's just nice original look. Then we're into the Puerto Rican coins. They are bouncing around in our images here for sure. This one, that's the one, the 40 centavos that came back AU50. Yeah, usually they keep everything right in order on the submission, but I guess for some reason they're bouncing our photos around. Or maybe they were just mixed up in the box, because I'm going back looking through the last photos. They probably mixed up in the box because the certification numbers here are in order. So anyway, 1896 Puerto Rican AU50, the 40 centavos. Again, interesting denomination, and it's got Alfonso the 13th, young boy, the boy king. And again, these Puerto Rican coins are in the Red Book now, so they're becoming much more collectible. The more exposure they get, and the more people start learning about the Puerto Rican coinage. Here's the 1896 crown VF35. It's got some nice toning in the protected areas, more exposed areas in the fields, circulation wear. There's the 1977 Isle of Man, came back MS67. Queen's Silver Jubilee. 1915 Chihuahua Peso, XF45. There's a 2 peso that came back AU53, and again, you can just see how flat that design is. There's almost no detail in that eagle. That's just the way they are. Sort of crudely done. There's the other 2 peso AU55. I mean, you show this to 10 coin collectors, 9 out of 10 of them aren't gonna think that's anything special. And you look at the doubling on this too, just how crudely this is all done. So much doubling on this. There's a peso AU53. Got some color to it too. That photo came out really nice. Really happy with that photo. Next up, we got one of the penny blacks there, the Proof 68 Deep Cameo. These are Isle of Man from 1990, the 150th anniversary of the penny black stamp. And you can see that didn't show on the other camera, but you can see the original toning along the rims. And here's the second one of those, another Proof 68 Deep Cameo. There's the 1979, and you can see all the different coin designs on this one, 300th anniversary of the coinage, and it's just really cool to have a coin with a bunch of coins on it. Really cool. And the MS66 grade, pretty happy with that as well. There is the Norwegian 2 Kroner from 1907 that came back AU 55. Got a nice look to it. Got a little bit of golden color to it. Puerto Rican 1 peso from 1895 that came back XF 45. A little bit of spottiness to it, probably gives it a little bit of negative eye appeal that probably kept it from a chance at AU. I mean, it's got a little bit of wear to it, but would it look out of place in an AU 50 or an AU 53 holder? If it didn't have those spots, it'd probably get AU. There's the French coin, the 10 centime, 1885. You could really see the wood grain toning with the way the alloy mixed on this one, just the way it tones differently. Really cool look. And that one was the MS62 brown. And there we have the 1915 peso. This one came back cleaned, and yeah, I mean, you can see in the photos here, you can see a lot more hairlines, and you see hairlines especially right here going this way. No doubt about it, unfortunately. And let me take a quick look here to see, was that the one they called harshly cleaned or not? Have to find it because they got everything out of order in their boxes. Well, if I would have looked at them all ahead of time, but nope, that's what the unboxing is. They mixed them all up on us, so I don't even know. Yeah, this is the one they call harshly clean. I just wanted to verify because, yeah, if you can see this many hairlines in the photo, I guess that's fair. If, you know, calling it regular cleaned or lightly cleaned, you shouldn't be able to really spot it without, you know, a trained eye or looking under magnification. But I mean, we are looking at it with magnification. The coin, you know, is all blown up in these photos, but yeah, that's pretty obvious. Here's the other cleaned one too, an 1846 sixpence. And here you don't see any major obvious hairlines, but it just has that look to where it's been cleaned up, and you really see it with an impairment of luster. You know, just kind of that. You know, just that look. It's been cleaned up, but it's still a nice collector's piece and nice to have in the holder as genuine. There is the double florin 1887 MS61. Looks pretty nice. MS61 sort of a weird grade. I mean, it would have been great to get a couple points, a point or two higher, 62 or 63, but a couple scratches and then a couple in some focal areas there that probably graded it down a point or two. There's the 1911 trade dollar that came back cleaned. Yeah, it's just doesn't have the right look. And actually this one has quite a bit of rim bumps too. They could have also been picky about that. And maybe they were, because when they call a coin genuine, not gradable, they only put one thing on the label. It could be cleaned, it could have edge damage, it could have scratches, it could have all kinds of stuff. They're not going to put all of it on the label. They just put one of the issues. So even if it wasn't clean, it might have been another issue that would have kept it from grading. We just don't know. Here's the other, here's the 20 centavos. Came back environmental damage. And wow, I mean, I saw that it looked a little crusty and dirty and just looked a little, but in this photo, it looks really nice. It looks like the light went right through a lot of that I wasn't seeing in hand as much. Yeah, calling that environmental damage is tough. I mean, I guess maybe they see a little corrosion or something, or a little bit too much, but I don't know. That's a pretty nice coin. I'm not really. I'm gonna have to study that one a little more. I'm not really happy with that grade. But they're cool. The Puerto Rican coinage is pretty underrated and very cool. Very cool stuff. There is a peso 1914 that came back cleaned. There's the MS65 1978 Mexican Onza. Again, It's got some toning spots to give it a little bit of negative eye appeal. Probably would have graded a point higher if it didn't have that. But there's enough hits and marks in the field. It wouldn't have got, you know, too much higher. It's not like it's a 68 or a 69 by any means. 1884 half crown. Came back XF40. Nice look, and even a little bit of color along parts of the rim. There is the 1915 provisional money peso from Oaxaca. Coming back MS63, and then we should have the next one should be the MS64. Nope, we had them all out of order. Sorry about that, because I know we had the MS64 as well. 1902, this is the MS64 Plus Red Brown, the 1902 penny from Great Britain. And I think this one would have graded a little higher. I mean, when we really look at it, there's not any major mark. There's a couple small hits. Should have, I mean, just based on that, it should have graded higher, but just the original luster's kind of impaired a little bit. So I think that held it from being called Gem, which would have been the MS65 or higher grade. Still a beautiful piece. Lots of red left on it. There's another one of the pesos there, 1895. This is the AU50 from Puerto Rico. British trade dollar that came back AU58, the 1908. And again, this is why you want to get the TrueView photos. If you just took one picture of this yourself and didn't try super hard on it, you'd see just some dark coloration and might even look spotty and not attractive. But when you really look at it, when it's outside of the slab and there's no reflections of plastic, there's lots of color and lots of life to this piece. And getting an AU58 on it is wonderful. Really happy with this one, and I'm happy with how the photo came out. There's the Netherlands 25 golden. Proof 67 deep cameo for the 25th anniversary of the reign, 1948 to 1973. Got a little bit of toning there along the rim. That's nice. And they really could, especially on these proof, and especially a proof deep cameo, when they're taking these photos outside of the slab where there's no plastic to go through or to have the light bounce off of, you can't get a photo like this while it's in the holder. So well worth the photography fees on these when you set them the PCGS. But again, it's included with the TrueView or the Secure Plus service that's required on World Coins. There is the Egyptian MS64 pound from 1970. Very, very nice. Few coins left. There's the 1833 Peru. Came back VF35. Again, really nice to get those straight grade with problem free. There is the MS64 peso from 1915. Really strong grade on that, and really happy with that. And the coin, you can even tell it's just got some luster and life to it, just even from the photo. The photo came out pretty nice too. But you can just see how crudely these were done. It's like just the way they did these dies. Even like carving in the wreath and just all the lettering. 1914 2 peso that came back AU55. There's the 1867 Maximilian AU50. Lots of color. This photo came out amazing. This photo came out amazing. They really were able to get all the colors in one shot. Very happy with that. And again, that photo, probably just a photo, if you're trying to sell this coin online, adds quite a bit of value when you can get it looking like that. Very nice. And AU50 is nice. It's getting into the AU grades is a big jump up on some of these, so that's great. And there is that 1554 to 56 AU55 4 real. Holy cow, that's a cool coin. That is cool. Just look at that. almost 500 years old. It's just amazing, and they really nailed that photo too. I mean, they do a good job on their photos on all of them, but some of them just pop a lot more than others. But that is real cool. Really happy with that coin. There is the 1921 Dos Pesos that came back cleaned. That's tough. That's tough. Did not think it was going to come back clean, unfortunately. But we'll have to take that. And I'm not seeing anything obvious in the photos, which hurts even a little more because the photo came out pretty nice. Probably will have to study that one a little more. And if, you know, sometimes if you disagree, yeah, try again. But you really want to listen to what the grading company says, because it's not just one person that makes that decision. It's a team of graders, and they have way more expertise than any of us. So, last coin was one of the big ones from Haiti, 1970. This one came back Proof 68 Deep Cameo. Really cool, really cool, and it's great to get these in the large size holders. And again, just if you don't remember that one, that was that one right there, the Proof 68. So that was it, guys. Got some really nice results, especially some of those with the color, and some of them getting a point or two higher than we thought. Had some bad results too. A couple that came back clean that didn't expect. A couple that came back clean that we did expect. And then I don't know if we want to talk about these anymore, but the Durango Pesos coming back counterfeit for sure, and authenticity unverifiable. Again, you get a bunch of world coins like this, and especially when it's hard to be an expert of every single country and every kind of coinage in the world, so sometimes you get them wrong. So that was it. That was our PCGS order. We do have a couple more orders in at PCGS right now that I hope to be able to do unboxing videos soon. So please make sure to stay tuned. I mean, I guess if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe and keep an eye out for those. And we got a couple more submissions that we're putting together. Another PCGS order I know is going in the next couple weeks, and a couple orders to ANX as well. So stay tuned. We'll be a lot more to come. Thank you for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. If you have questions or comments about any of the coins you see here, please leave questions in the comments below. We'll take a look and get back to you. And thank you very much for your support. And always remember to keep having fun with this great hobby of coin collecting that we all love. Thanks.